afternoon, viewers.
I'm Tricia. Our topic and the discussion of today is career pathway after graduation. And our host of today is Mr. Frederick Mudiada. You are welcome, Mr. Mudiada.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled to be with you here.
Sure. Would you kindly please introduce yourself once more to the viewers?
Thank you so much. As my host mentioned already, Mr. Mudiada Frederick are my names. I'm also known as Mr. Nedo. So once you want to get up with us on our channels, just search Mr. Nedo on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. You're able to find the guest speaker for today.
Okay, so just like I said, our topic and the discussion is the career pathway after graduation. So, Mr. Mudiada, would you kindly explain to the viewers the meaning of the theme of today?
Okay, thank you so much. What we are going to look at today, we are going to look at like the theme, career pathway after graduation.
Yes.
What we are going to discuss here, in Zambia, it's so much difficult for you to find a formal employment in government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we find a lot of people. Okay, after graduation, you discover that they stay in communities for so many years. For them to be employed in government. Okay, so what we are going to look at today is, for example, you've done teaching. What's next?
Okay.
You are a nurse. You are an accountant. What's next? As you are waiting for government to employ you. So that's what we are going to look at. So in simple terms, we are going to look at, when we try to describe the theme for today, we are talking about different directions or opinions or options that a graduate can pursue after completing their studies, especially transforming into workforce. Okay, so in Zambia, it's a crucial thing for someone to get employment after graduation. So citizens of Zambia or graduates are supposed to be strategic. So the theme for today is so beneficial that the majority of you are supposed to pay attention to. So in Zambia, there is no single path after graduation.
Sure.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there is no single path that someone may choose after graduation. Of course, you may be a teacher, an accountant, a nurse, okay, a lawyer, okay? So after that, you should not just be, flexible. I mean, be flexible and not rigid. Where if you are a teacher, you just think of teaching. Okay? What we are trying to say here is your mindset should be flexible to change. You are a teacher, and then the next thing is don't think of just teaching, think of something else. Again, there you combine the multiple options. Okay, you are a teacher, what else? You combine a lot of things, and then you continuously improve your skills. Okay, you have a skill, of course, you also have, you are a professional, so you also look at your skill. So the topic for today is so beneficial in the way that those graduates that are still there in the communities waiting for employment may benefit greatly from the topic under discussion. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Mudiada, you are a teacher. So
Yes.
what inspired your career path?
Okay, thank you so much. My career path, I think the majority of you are already aware. I am a teacher. Okay, so what I'm going to explain today is just in relation to my profession, which is teaching. Okay, so my career path was inspired by my love for being helpful to others, understanding difficult concepts and seeing learners growing into confident individuals. Okay, so I was trying to look at being a teacher.
Okay.
We help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the societies, we have people facing a lot of challenges. So I was driven by that to say, okay, let me try to be a teacher so that I will help my learners in two sides. So I realized that education has the power to transform lives. Okay,
Yeah.
That's why I think my host here is aware of the saying education is the only key to success, which also means that it has the power to transform what? Lives. Once you are educated, my dear, you will never go wrong, even when it will take time for you to realize what you are suffering for. But at one point, I'm sure education is going to pay you in one way or the other. So I wanted to be part of that positive change in the society, the positive change which teachers contribute to the society. I thought I should not miss. I should be also one of those that would be appreciated one day to say, it's because of a teacher that I'm like this. So when I heard people talking of that, I was like, wow, I think I should be one of those that people should mention one of these days.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did you learn your current role?
Okay. I landed in my current role through dedication to my studies. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I started my grade 1, of course, at the school found in Kabompo, so called Chikata. Okay. So of course, by doing so, I paid attention to my studies. Grade 1, the first exam by then, though this time we have the new curriculum, so we are talking about the forms, but by then, our first grade, the first exam was grade 7, okay, grade 9, and then grade 12. I mentioned to myself that I should do very much pay attention to my studies, okay, and then completing my teaching practice with passion. Okay, I'm a teacher from the Might College in Kabompo, so-called Kabompo Success Professional College. That's where I did my teaching. So I did my teaching practice at the Chalanda Day Secondary School. So when I completed my teaching practice, I saw my goals coming near. Then I was like, this is nice. And also continuously improving my teaching skills. Okay? So each day, I'm trying to learn new skills about the teaching. I also stayed persistent in applying for opportunities and preparing for maybe if there are interviews. Of course, I mentioned that it's not just teaching, but let me mention to you that after my teaching practice, I did not return home. I was volunteering at a school called Kulwash Day Secondary School. So I tried to rehearse my career and also preparing for the future. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sure. So what skills are most in your profession?
Okay. The most important skills in teaching fraternity includes one, communication. Okay. Yes, communication is a major skill that teachers align themselves. We gain a great skill. Okay. One, what I'm trying to say here is we learn how to communicate. When we enter into class, we know the right language to use to pupils, the right language to use at what time. Okay. So there is these skills of communication, and then two, the other skill is patience. Teachers are supposed to be patient. So what you do is, if there is a pupil who is continuously failing, okay, you don't need to give up with that pupil. Every day try to encourage. Okay. Apart from that, there's also creativity. Okay. Your mind is so creative in the way that even when you land into you are in a class and when you are asked a question that you didn't expect, you have the ability to answer that. Apart from that, also another skill is adaptability. We adapt to any environment as teachers. I can boast that. And also strong subject knowledge. You understand that as teachers, we repeat teaching the same things. Yeah. Okay. So we come to advance ourselves in the with the knowledge in the subjects that we are in. So being able to motivate students and manage a class effectively also essential. Okay. So we are talking about it. The skill also is motivational skills. Okay. Yeah. Apart from that, teachers are also public speakers. Because we speak in public, so we are public speakers. So you find that mostly when you see that there's a national event like Youth Day, you find the teachers are there, MCs or what, because the teachers are public speakers. And also, the great thing that I can mention here for teachers is that teachers are motivational speakers. Because when you go to class, you are teaching a certain topic. You have to convince learners that that topic you are teaching is a great skill to them. So for now, that's what I can say. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can even see that because I can even see the vibing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay, so what was the biggest challenge that you faced and how did you overcome it?
thank you so much. I think for now I'll take this question a bit personal. Of course, being a teacher, how I've landed myself into such a position isn't just a child's play. Okay, I faced a lot of challenges. One of it that I can attest with my viewers today is that when I was about to graduate, okay, on the due date, when I moved from Kulashi coming to Kabomo so that I would pay my graduation fee, which was with my mom. Okay, and that is the day when the scammers scammed me about 3,000, and that was on the same due date. Okay, so it was it was a challenge for me in the way that, of course, I involved colleagues, family members. They were able to help. So that was a very great challenge that I faced. So yeah, to answer your question, also the personal aspects. One of my biggest challenge was managing different learning abilities in one classroom. Okay, so you get to understand that the ability, the first time that you teach, it's always a challenge.
Yeah.
You always you have that anxiousness of saying, what is that is going to happen when I enter class? Okay.
That's me.
Sure. Okay. Now, overcoming this, I overcame this by learning new teaching strategies. Okay, seeking advice from experienced teachers. Okay, experienced teachers helped me, of course, at Ghana. At Nkulu there when I was doing my TP, I had the mighty Mr. Kandimba. Okay, the head teacher there, the deputy head by then, Mr. Fumero Costa. Okay, all these were my mentors and they were helping me. So, of course, that and also staying positive with the whatever that I do. Of course, I was able to overcome the challenges that I faced in the first place.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, how is the networking in your field?
Okay, networking in our field. Okay, allow me first to explain these two terms. Okay, networking. Okay, networking. You understand that there is sometimes when you hear that there is a meeting, you should come to understand that there is a meeting that takes place before the meeting. There's a meeting that takes place in the actual meeting, and there's a meeting that takes place after the meeting. Okay? So those that makes meetings in the first place, the first meeting, of course they prepare agendas for the meeting, and then the actual meeting. And then the other issue here that we can talk about is after the meeting, others tend to leave, and others hang around to network with others after that meeting. Okay, so now in this context, I can say networking is very important. It's a very important tool in teaching. Okay, connecting with the fellow teachers, helping, sharing ideas, teaching resources and opportunities for professional growth. So you network just after the meeting. You sit around. Okay, you're able to talk to people. In knowing people, you understand that you learn new ideas, new teaching resources, teaching methodologies. By learning these that I've mentioned, of course, professionally, you are growing. And also attending workshops and also additional meetings to strengthen these connections.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So, what's the best way to build relevant experience while studying?
Okay, the best thing. Come again with your question.
What's the best way to build relevant experience while studying?
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the best way is to volunteer in schools.
Okay.
That's the best that I can recommend for now. Okay? Not just in schools. For example, you are a teacher. Okay? After teaching, there are those that do distance and those that do full time. Okay? So the first item that I can talk about is volunteering. So what will happen is after school, after graduation, start to do what? To volunteer. And some of them those that do distance, after doing teaching practice, the best you can do is volunteer. Go to your principal. Go to whoever who is in charge of giving introductory letters. Okay? And you agree with me that when government is about to employ, when an advert comes out, they put experience. Maybe you see to say 5 years experience. Okay? So the way you can gain that, some people start getting the experience before they leave school. Okay? So you volunteer. As you are waiting for the next residential, you are volunteering. Okay? Yes, I think that's what I can say for now. Okay.
Okay. So what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Thank you so much. The most rewarding part of our profession. Okay, the most rewarding part is seeing students understanding something they once struggled with. Okay, you give this equation to a pupil. Okay, today that pupil struggles. Tomorrow that pupil still struggles. Okay. The best thing that you see as an achievement is the day when that pupil will solve the equation and mark it correct. That is a very great awarding. And then also watching them succeed in life. When we hear this pupil who was here is now a nurse, is now an accountant, is now a teacher, that is a very big reward to us. Because when we see such, we say, of course, we are a very big contributing factor in the environment. Okay, knowing also, the other issue that I can talk about is knowing that I played a role in shaping their future is deeply fulfilling. So, if you know that this person is now this person, and then you say, okay, I taught this person. That is already, we boast for that as teachers. Thank you.
Okay. So how has your career pathway evolved since graduation?
Thank you so much. Okay, since graduation, okay, I have grown from a beginner teacher to a more confident and skilled professional. Okay, since graduation, I was a very small teacher, a beginner. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, going through teaching fraternity, handling different classes, now I can tell you if I mean to teach, it is teaching, I'm telling you.
Okay.
If it is teaching, I mean teaching. When I talk about in business studies, I used it to struggle teaching adjustments to final accounts. But now this time, I think it is a thing that I can even wake up and teach without someone requesting. Okay, so from a beginner teacher to a very great profession. I have attended workshops. Okay, I've learned new teaching things, the new technologies. I've developed better class management skills from my time of graduation. Thank you so much.
So, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out?
Okay.
Profession, yeah.
Thank you so much. Giving advice to someone who is just starting out. Okay. So you need to start with the passion and also patience. Okay. If you are impatient, that is an issue for you because there will be issues of giving up. If you are impatient, so be patient. Okay. Be willing to learn every day. Okay. If you are just starting up, for example, you go on TP after teaching. Okay, someone will approach you to say, my dear, what you did in class, I thought, I think you would have done this. Okay?
Yeah.
So now, if you are not willing to learn, what will happen is you start exchanging words. So you think you are better than me just because, okay? But if you are willing to learn, you will come that idea and you say, thank you so much. I think I'll work on that next time. Okay? Accepting mistakes as part of growth. Okay? There are some people that say failing is part of what? Learning. When you fail, learn from it. Don't give up. Okay?
Yeah.
So you accept all your mistakes and then you take it as what? Growth. And also never lose sight of your purpose to make a difference in learners' lives. Okay? Please never lose sight of your purpose. Okay? Job purpose of teachers is to teach. If you are a nurse, is to deliver health-wise. Okay? So never lose the focus towards that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, how can young professionals deal with the job rejection or failure?
Okay? Okay. Young generation or young professions dealing with job rejections or failures. Okay? Job rejection is not the end. Okay? For example, you apply for a job and then you are not picked out. Your name is not appearing on the list. That doesn't mean that it's the end of you. Okay? Try next time. It is just a part of journey to success. Okay? Okay, rejection, when you apply or you fail, just know that it's just part of the journey to success. Journey to success is not an easy way. That's why you meet every person who is successful. Meet those people, ask them. They have a story to tell. Because a route to success is not something that is simple. So learn from feedbacks, improve your skills, stay confident, and keep applying. Okay? If you have been left out from maybe an opportunity that you expected, don't give up. Keep on what? Applying.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so what's one skill you wish you would focus on more in school?
Okay, one skill that I wish I would focus more in school in schools. Okay, I wish I had focused more on technology skills, especially educational technologies, digital tools, and also online learning platforms. I think those are the skills that I would mostly focus on.
Okay.
Sure.
So, how can students make themselves stand out to employers?
Okay.
Maybe employees.
Okay. How can again your question?
How can students make themselves stand out to employers?
Okay, standing out to your employers. Okay, students can stand out by being disciplined to their bosses. Apart from that, showing leadership qualities. Apart from that, also we can talk about gaining practical experiences and also maintaining a positive attitude. Having a good communication skill and a strong work ethic also makes a big difference.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's what I can say for now.
Okay. So, is there any regrets or parts you suggest avoiding?
Okay. Wow. That question. Okay. One regret I would avoid is delaying opportunities to learn new skills. Okay. New skills, delaying. Opportunities to learn new skills. Don't delay. When there is an opportunity for you to learn new skills, don't delay. Take that. And then you start working on it. I think that's what I can say for now. Yes.
Okay. So, what best advice would you give to the students?
Okay. The best advice that I can give to students. Okay. Believe in yourself. Students out there, believe in yourself. Work hard. Stay focused on your goals and never give up. Even when things seems difficult. When things are so difficult, please don't give up. Education is a powerful tool, like we said in our preamble. Education is the key for, to success. Okay, use it wisely to build a better future for yourself and others. So as you build a better future for yourself, just know that you are not just building it for yourself, you're also building it for others. That same future.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Maria.
Sure,
I'm sure the viewers have gotten some points over that. Now, would you kindly focus and advise on the career pathway after graduation to the viewers?
Thank you so much. Viewers out there, I think what I've been explaining, of course, you take it as an example, as to you out there, it will help you. But now, like my host here has asked me to just explain to you as my viewers on the career path after graduation. Of course, every graduate's dream is to get a formal employment in the government sector. Okay, that's the first one. Of course, everyone goes to school so that those people are employed in government sectors, public sectors. And then the second one is private sector employment. Okay, so we are talking about working in companies such as banks. Okay, we are talking about non-governmental organizations like MTN. Okay, so you also often require skills, experiences. Okay, so that's the other issue. The next one that I can talk about is entrepreneurship for starting up a business. Okay, so you can start up a business like photography. Okay, businesses like involving yourself in retail trade, where we're talking about you open a grocery, even a boutique. Okay, you open a simple one that is common is a mobile money booth. Okay, under entrepreneurship. Okay, so of course the support can be obtained from the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. Okay, that is a government board that is able to empower youths in those. Also, we are talking about graduates can work independently using their skills like one, graphic designs. Okay, graphic design nowadays, you cannot open a shop, but for as long as you have a computer or a phone, you are doing graphic designs. Okay? Apart from that, we are talking about video editing. Okay? Video editing and all those stuffs. Okay? The other issue that I can talk about is volunteering. Like I mentioned, okay, after graduation, you can also choose to volunteer in schools. If you are a nurse, you can volunteer working in the clinics or hospitals. Okay. Apart from that, apart from volunteering, we can talk about further educational studies. Okay. You have a diploma. If you have masters before employment, catch up. Go to degree. Okay. After degree, or you are a degree holder, you go for your master's degree. Okay? So that's what I can talk about when we talk about furthering. Then the next topic that I can talk about is technical and vocational skills training. Okay? So if you already have a degree, a diploma, any qualification that you have, you can also acquire skills like carpentry. Okay? Apart from carpentry, we'll talk about tailoring also. These people are making money. It's not a job. They are making money. And also electrical work. And all these are offered by the body known as TVETA. Okay? TVETA is actually an organization. Even in schools, at grade 9, you write the exam. Apart from writing, then there's a TVETA exam that you can be even awarded a certificate for it. Apart from that, we can talk about is farming. Okay, you can enter into farming. Okay, you can venture into poultry farming, crops production, fish farming. All those are some of the things that we can talk about.
Hey, Mr. Minister, you mentioned of mobile money. So imagine, for example, myself. I really want to do the mobile money business. Unfortunately, I'm not having the capital.
Okay.
So how am I going to go about it?
Thank you so much. You've given a great example of mobile money.
Okay.
Mobile money is a business that you can start with any amount, even 100 kwacha.
Don't tell me.
Even 100 kwacha, you can start mobile money. The only issue here that we can talk about is how to apply for a SIM card. Okay, and also of course you cannot start with a 100 kwacha. That was just a motivation of that. Okay, so now the issue that we are saying here, if you don't have capital, one, engage yourself in things like farming. Okay, you can farm. After that, you sell your crops. Then you have money. Apart from that, if you have confidence in yourself, you can even borrow money. When you borrow money, you are able to start up a business. Apart from that, also we have government boards that are able to give you grants and loans. Okay, so you can apply for a loan or a grant from the government, and the Citizen Empowerment Committee is able to come in and then help you with such. Thank you so much. I think I've answered your question.
Yeah, you have. Thank you.
Okay, now let me add to another career pathway. Okay, so the next career pathway that I can talk about is what we call digital entrepreneurship. Okay, so you can use internet to run business like online shops. Okay, you can open a WhatsApp group. Just in the WhatsApp group, you'll be capturing your products. You send there. Customers are able to order online. Okay, with nowadays is the fast transport, you are able to put on a bus, and it is even reaching. Okay, it can come from Lusaka today. Tomorrow it's already in Kabong. Okay, through online, and that's why we have content creation also is under digital entrepreneurship, social media marketing. Okay, platforms like Facebook helps reaching customers in locality. You can locate them using Facebook. Okay. The next item that I can talk about is consultancy or using academic knowledge. Okay, you have your qualification. Okay, if you are a teacher, okay, you can offer what consultancy. If you are a teacher who offers business studies, okay, you can do consultants on that. We have IT support, research services, and consultants. Those are what we can talk about. Apart from that, the other issue that we can talk about is joining cooperatives or youth groups. Okay, the new Dawn administration has actually placed their focus much on youths in the way that once you formulate a cooperative, you apply for a certain amount of money, they are able to give you. Okay, so it's one of the things that we can talk about. Okay, and also we can talk about part-time jobs. Okay, so you can work in shops. Okay, do some tutorials. If you are a teacher, you offer tuition centers. Okay, take temporal contracts. Okay, you can work anywhere as you are waiting for employment. Okay, and then the other issue that I can talk about is migration for employment. Okay, some graduates seek jobs or further education abroad. So if you have opportunities in outside countries, okay, so you can go there and join any available opportunity that is there. The other issue that we can talk about here is self-development and skill building. Okay, graduates can invest their time in one, online courses. Okay, two, we can talk about certifications. Okay, then we can also talk about personal branding. Okay, platforms, and there are so many platforms that we can talk about that may help us with such. So I think for now, that's what I have to say about this topic.
Let me take you back.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm going to talk about the platforms. Imagine I'm not having a big phone. I'm
Oh.
having a small phone. So how am I going to interact with such people?
You're having a small phone, the former, I mean, the commonly known as Kamatini Campeta. And then you want to open an online business.
Yes.
It's going to be tricky for you. I doubt if there's any Mutini Campeta nowadays which is able to offer effective internet services.
Yeah.
I doubt. So, what I can say for now is if you just have a small phone, don't rush into online businesses. Do, I mean, in your local community, look at opportunities that are there. Meanwhile, invest in those. And then once you have financial muscle, you buy a big phone or you buy a laptop, then you are able to do online business. So if someone has a small phone, look around your locality, look for opportunities that are available, capitalize from those, and then later you go to online business.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Mudada, for coming to our head. I'm sure our followers, they've gotten something from what we have discussed today. Okay. So, viewers, you can still follow us on our YouTube channel, TikTok, and also Facebook. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you so much.